everybody. I'm Philip.
And I'm Justin.
And together, we are Pajamas. And we are on episode 4 of season 2 of Doctor Who. And unfortunately, Mickey is now on the TARDIS. So you ready to find out what's going on? All right. Without further ado, let's get into it.
I need you now, you promised. The clock on the mantle is broken. It is time. Doctor!
I suspect that it's the beginning of the French Revolution.
That's the outer hull of a ship, look.
Hello.
Hello?
What's your name?
Renette. 1727.
Right, lovely. One of my favourites. August is rubbish, though.
Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for your help. Hope you enjoy the rest of the fire.
Best spatio-temporal hyperlink.
What's that?
No idea. Just made it up. Didn't want to say magic door.
And on the other side of the magic door.
Renette. Don't look round.
What do monsters have nightmares about?
You do not appear to have aged a single day. That is tremendously impolite of you. So many questions. So little time.
Later still Mistress of Louis XV, uncrowned Queen of France. Actress, artist, musician, dancer, courtesan.
Every woman in Paris knows your ambitions.
Every woman in Paris shares them.
What's a horse doing on a spaceship?
Mickey, what's pre-revolutionary France doing on a spaceship? Get a little perspective. She's got plans on being his mistress.
Oh, I get it. Camilla.
Queen must have loved her.
No, she did. They get on very well.
King's wife and the king's girlfriend.
France. It's a different planet. You didn't have the parts, so you used the crew.
The crew?
It's just doing what it was programmed to. Repairing the ship any way it can with whatever it can find. What did you say the flight deck smelt of?
Someone cooking.
Flesh plus heat. Barbecue.
Why specifically her?
We are the same.
We're not the same. We are in no sense the same.
Don't approach it, just watch what it does.
Arthur.
Good name for a horse.
No, you're not keeping the horse.
I'll let you keep Mickey, now.
You are inside my mind.
Oh dear, Annette. You've had some cowboys in here.
What doctor? My lonely doctor. Dance with me.
God, they know how to party.
Oh, look at what the cat dragged in, the oncoming storm.
You sound just like your mother. Among other things, I think I just invented the banana daiquiri a couple of centuries early.
They've never even seen a banana before.
Multigrade anti-oil. If it moves, it doesn't.
If it moves, it doesn't. I like that.
It's the way it's always been. The monsters and the doctor. It seems you cannot have one without the other. Such a commotion, such distressing noise. Kindly remember that this is Versailles. This is my lover, the King of France.
Yeah? Well, I'm the Lord of Time.
I'm here to fix the clock.
I'll pay for any damage. Where'd you get money? You there, Annette?
My days grow shorter now, and I am so very weak. Godspeed, my lonely angel.
That was wonderful.
That was actually really good, yeah.
What did you think?
With that little, I don't know, that little twist at the end there that the ship was named after her.
Mm.
Kind of makes you think. Like, How about you?
I thought that it was wonderful how they portrayed Madame de Pompadour.
Mm-hmm.
An excellent woman indeed. She was portrayed very well. I really liked how she was in this film.
Well, given that you are, as we've said in past videos, more of a history buff than I am, how was the, how was she? Was she like that in real, according to history, was she like that in real life?
Oh, she was brilliant. And yes, she was also ambitious, but then again, who wasn't?
When her and the Queen got along?
Her and the king did get along well.
That's not what I said.
I know.
Okay. It's like, did you mishear me? Or are you avoiding the subject? Now I understand.
And indeed, I really liked also that it was in Versailles.
Mm-hmm.
The beautiful Versailles.
I thought it was very appropriate that they wanted her brain off with her head.
Yes,
In
yes,
France.
Yes, as if it was a foreshadow to the later Marie Antoinette.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, oh, this is how they got the idea. From clock, robot, alien things.
Yes, it's how they would have seen this and yet would have been able to comprehend it because they were knowledgeable of automatons like that with gears and things like that, like a clock.
Right.
So the fact that they were like that, it wouldn't have been too much of an anachronism.
Okay. Not like the little thing that I got from the thrift store of Noah's Ark with a Christmas tree on it.
Yes, that would be an anachronism.
You hate that thing so much. So fun.
And yes, it is true. The French do know how to party very well.
You know that from experience?
I know that from their reputation.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that the Spanish can party very well, and I'm sure that the Japanese can party pretty well, and the English can party pretty well.
Would you want to have a party at Versailles during this time period?
I don't.
If you had the opportunity, it would be an excellent opportunity. And of course, with the TARDIS, you would be able to communicate with everybody, which actually is a bit odd, though, that the TARDIS translated everything except Monsieur. It didn't translate it to Sir.
Yeah.
Possibly for the sake of the episode to give it that French touch. But it still nevertheless does seem interesting that the TARDIS would translate all of that except for that one word, Monsieur.
Yeah, we have to get a little French flavor to it.
As if somehow the scenery and that she is Madame de Pompadour herself, and there's even the King of France, somehow all of that isn't enough.
It was interesting to choose this idea at this time, choose her, the way they did it, and for their motive was to start their ship. Like, that's so intriguing. Like, all those pieces. I think they do historical stuff very well in the show. It doesn't feel shoehorned, like doing it for the sake of doing it. It feels like there's a purpose. There's a purpose for going to this time period and why they're there, and be it zombies with Charles Dickens or werewolves.
Werewolves in Victorian England.
Yeah, with Queen Victoria, or now with
robots with pre-revolutionary France.
Yeah, with Miss Renette. Yeah, yeah. I think they do a good job with the historical stuff. And thank you for not making Mickey and Rose be annoying. Rose got jealous one time towards the end. It's tolerable for her, I will say, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of heat for this from the Whovians, but just I preferred the last Doctor in the way of it was more like sexually ambiguous, if you know what I mean. And this one seems more overtly like every woman must make out, hit on, or kiss him. Like it's
Well, it is something interesting that happened, that she doesn't have any idea who this man is, and well, as far as she knows, if this is even a man.
mm-hmm.
And the first thing that comes to her mind is that she must kiss him. And well, to which I say, what? I would.
I don't know. I like David Tennant as the Doctor a lot, but I also do appreciate aspects of the previous Doctor, Christopher, whose last name I'll probably butcher, so I'm not going to try. He was less sex symbol-y than David Tennant is, and I get it, I do. I just, like when they had the love triangle with Rose, Captain Jack, and him, it was an implied love triangle, and then at the end when Captain Jack was leaving, he kissed both of them. I like that. It was like a Time Lord wouldn't have, feelings one way or the other. They would just have like all of them, you would think. Hell, in the second episode, he was like kind of hitting on that tree lady, he just I liked it. I thought it was cool. This Doctor doesn't seem as
Not as fluid.
Yeah. So I did prefer that with the previous, not the first Doctor. Don't get on my case about that. The previous Doctor, our first Doctor. Just a little thing. Interesting that the Doctor has like mind reading powers, but so did Renette. That was very, very fascinating. Like she pretty much knew who he really was.
Yes, indeed. I actually think that they're actually a much better couple than for the Doctor and Rose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they went well together. I didn't. Yeah, they didn't need to make out, but it made sense. It's fine.
So as a couple, I would say that the two work very well, that they could have been.
If she packed her bags in 2 minutes, then went to the TARDIS, I would have no problem with her being a companion. Rose and Mickey can go back home.
And furthermore, it's the TARDIS, so she could make it so that when she would ever have to go back, it could be only a few minutes from the last time, so that...
Well, in theory.
Yes. So that no one would ever know, and she would be the one that would know all of the secrets.
Mm-hmm. Because I take it that the Renette lady is someone you really like and admire.
Oh, yes.
How long did it take you to realize who she was?
Oh, when they said her name.
Just Renette?
Well, I know her better as Madame de Pompadour. It comes to my mind quickly.
Right. Well, when you saw that it was like French Revolution-esque time, like what did you think before you found out it was her? Did you have any thoughts about, I wonder what this is going to be?
Well, when I saw that, I didn't see what was storming in Versailles, so I thought that, by the look, how everything looked, it was somewhere 1700s-ish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, overall, very interesting episode. I say it all the time, but it was. And it is. Like I said before, just layering all the things to put the pieces together to build the episode. It's very intriguing. The annoyance was kept to a minimum. Hooray. And you can just sit back and enjoy the episode and watch it unfold, and had a very interesting plot. And was not expecting that at all. And that's, like I said, that's what they do. They do, especially with, I think right now my favorite episodes are the historical ones. Just the way they kind of weave the plot around real life stuff.
Oh, I agree.
The writers are very good. Or writer, maybe it's the same person. But they are very good very, very good at doing that. Yeah, this show's got to be so up your alley in so many ways, because you're Mr. History, and they seem to pick like the really good parts of history to visit or weave their story through.
Oh, yes. Picking especially interesting and important people.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, so far at least, ones that are not controversial. that well, it would be debated to this day if someone was a great leader or an evil conqueror or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Which will depend upon, well, which narrative are you reading from? Whereas with these characters, it's unanimous that they are definitely people to look up towards.
Yeah. I'll have to take your word on some of it, because I don't know who this person was. I know who the king was, obviously. And I know who Queen Victoria was. I know who Charles Dickens is. But I don't know who this particular lady was, other than this episode introducing me to her and brief glimpses into her life encountering the Doctor.
What would be your reaction if you experienced what she experienced?
It's hard to say, because my point of view and my worldview is different being in, the 21st century rather than being in the 18th century.
Yes, though with having someone like that simply appear out of nowhere, I would wonder, would you approach it with curiosity or with fear?
I mean, if I'm 7 years old and a strange man appears in my bedroom, I'm going to be getting very help vibes from that. I don't care if it's David Tennant. I'm 7. I think that's a fair reaction. But if he was doing like fantastical things, if I had the power to read minds and he kept visiting me throughout my life, etc., I don't know.
I do like it that they added that she quickly thought, well, a door means both going in and going out. So the fact that the Doctor opened the door, which was her mind, well, if that's the case, then she should be able to go out and go in from where the Doctor came from.
It makes you wonder, because she also had that gift as well, and then the ship was named after her at the end. Like, before she died, did she go through a door in her own mind somehow, maybe? So just the ship being named after her was like, whoa, that was a nice little twist. I was like, oh, this kind of changes the narrative of things a little bit, but it does like leave a door open for something. And because if she's a regular human female who has this power, then like, how did she get it, and what does it mean? Like, there's a lot of ramifications behind her having this ability. So it just makes you think, outside of the bubble that we were just in, is there something more at play? If so, cool. If not, cool. But it's cool to think about. That's what got to me, was just when she had the power too. I was like, because the Doctor was like, how are you doing that? And the Doctor is supposed to be, he's the most like omnipotent, omniscient thing we have in the show, rather. And there's something else that is matching him. So, why is she on that level? Why does she have that power like he does? It's very interesting to correlate reasons, cause to effect.
That's a very intriguing notion.
Mm-hmm. And then you brought up the line that was said. There was a lot of good lines in this episode. A lot of good one-liners.
Oh yes, such as the ones with many demons for one angel. I noticed that one particularly affected you.
A life of demons is worth tolerating for one angel, or something like that. It was a really good line. There was another one too, I forget. Another really good line in the episode. So yeah, dialogue was really well done. The story was really well done. And the little twist at the end was really well done. Did not see that coming. If it's a twist to me, maybe it's not, but to me it was. I was like, I didn't see that coming. So, is there anything else you'd like to add about this journey to 18th century France?
I've noticed that with different episodes, well, some more than others, they make one think.
Mm-hmm.
And something profoundly, there's a bit of philosophy scattered throughout the series, it seems. So it probably would make sense that in the show they would have one of the characters, if they're going to be historical figures, Madame de Pompadour, since she was, in her time, a patron of the Enlightenment. So she was someone who encouraged thinking and philosophy. So it does go very well with the series, I would think.
Furthering the notion that they picked, right, not only good time periods, but good people from those time periods.
Oh, yes.
Like with Queen Victoria being so just, this is how things are, and this is what we're going to do, and just getting shit done. Queen Victoria. So when at the end she's like, this is going to be Torchwood, the Torchwood Academy. So it makes sense to pick her because she had enough power, but enough ambition to make that happen.
3 of these people so far were very influential people. influential in literature, influential in politics, influential in the Enlightenment. It makes sense that the show would pick Madame de Pompadour as a character to visit in history with its historical figures, considering that the show does seem to be one that encourages people to think. So if you're going to have historical characters, who better than someone who's open-minded and encourages thinking? Like Madame de Pompadour. And well, basically that's what the Enlightenment was about. Not only questioning why is everything the way that it is now instead of a different way, but also can there, or should there be another way? It was a time of questioning everything, even what was previously thought to be the unquestionable.
Which I am all about. More people should do that in their everyday lives today.
So who better than the famous patron of the Enlightenment, Madame de Pompadour, which may be why the ship was named after her, because maybe one of the things that the ship was for was finding things out, trying to gain knowledge of something.
Yeah, maybe.
In this case, something astronomical, something out there in space.
He told her to pick a star, any star. Maybe she picked a star where the ship was, and I don't know. Read more into it, but
that would actually be a very interesting episode to look into. Especially if the people, or people per se, named it after her, but were they even people? I'm not exactly sure what.
I mean, yeah, like as you said, they were constructive things that they would comprehend in her time. So is that just coincidence then? Or did she help construct them via stuff in her mind that she was aware of at the time?
That's actually a good question. I'm not really sure, because it was also a time of scientific advancements and industry. There was the scientific revolution with Newton. So for them to see these mechanical things, it would have been shocking, but it would have been something that they would have been able to comprehend. It wouldn't have been something like
a blob monster.
Yes. Something that is so anachronistic that they wouldn't even begin to comprehend it.
Right. Cool. Anything else? Okay. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode. As always, I don't have a fancy outro, so I'll simply say thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one, episode 5. Until then, goodbye.
Goodbye.